Well, you would be amazed to hear that there are 10 lakh MBA applicants per year applying to Indian schools, and just 50 top B schools, including the IIMs, ISB, IITs, and some others. Did you know what is the total number of seats, including all of the IIMs? Is just around 6,000, and hence a glorious acceptance rate of just 1.66%. I get that new B schools are being set up, seats are increasing, and these new colleges are promising that if you pursue an MBA from their institute, you'll be getting a high-paying salary. But hello, here's a reality check. The truth is, placement reports are inflated, and so are the salaries. Hey guys, my name is Abhang Shunet, CEO and study abroad expert of MIMSA Mentor. So here's the chronology. Number of applicants are very high, whereas the number of seats in top universities is very low. Due to which, applicants are moving to average colleges, and this is ultimately leading to below average paying jobs. And in the worst case, you might not even get one. But the question is the situation any different with MBA programs abroad? And this is what this video is going to be all about. That said, before we begin, do hit the like button and subscribe to MIMSA for all the latest study abroad updates. So in this video, I'll be giving not one, not two, but 5 key things that will help you differentiate MBA schools in India versus MBA schools abroad. Also, I'll be giving points to each of them, and in the end, we'll see which one has the more points. But why should you really be listening to me? Well, that's because I've actually gone ahead, done my engineering in India, worked here 1.5 years, gone abroad, done my master's over there, worked over there in Amsterdam and Paris, and then decided to move back to India. So I've seen all the basic things there are to see, and hence I'm in a good position to tell you if you should actually be going abroad, if you should be staying there, who should be going there, who should not be going there, and so on. So you can rest assured this video will be really worth it. Now let's move on to the core of the video. Point number 1, quality education. So foreign education has a lot more creativity and innovation and is more practical, while Indian education, on the other hand, is a bit more theoretical. Though there are some universities that are coming up with more better ways of practice, it still at its core is very, very theoretical. So key point to note here is, if you're planning to study in India, make sure you know the curriculum of the college and make sure you study from a Tier 1 or max Tier 2 college. So with a foreign degree, you're able to implement the concepts that you're learning in class in more real life situations. For example, if you look at the curriculum of Stanford or say Oxford, and then take a look at the curriculum of say a school like NMIMS, you'll be able to clearly see the difference in theory and practicality. One thing that really makes education systems abroad better is the case study methodology. Every subject that you have there has a case study attached to it. So you can actually understand the implementation of those business concepts in an actual business case study. You also have company projects. For example, you have companies like Amazon, a core group of hotels coming and doing projects with these MBA grads. So they can actually understand and implement whatever they are studying into a practical business atmosphere. This makes them much more employable. Now on the screen, you will see a list of top 10 business schools in the world. And for your information, no business school from India comes under even the top 30. So here I'm surely giving a 1.2 MBA abroad here, as you will get the right amount of learning and top quality education. Point number 2, exposure. Doing an MBA at a foreign university broadens your horizons, and learning from these international visits will enable you to understand the global scenario from a different perspective. They take you for industrial visits, you also do projects in the industry, all under the tutelage of very international professors, as well as along with the very international cohort. Along with it, you will get an opportunity to meet and network with people of varied cultures and backgrounds, but also experience newer things and an entirely different set of standards. Now, when it comes to business schools in India, the exposure is a bit on the lesser side, and there's not much to explore on an international perspective. This is because many schools still don't follow globally benchmark practices like focusing on skill development of faculties and improving their infrastructure. Plus, of course, if you're in an Indian cohort, you will hardly have any international students, albeit a few exchange students that you'll be meeting. But I will again give you a point to MBA abroad because it offers you a wide amount of overseas experience, and the fact that you're with an international cohort takes the cake. Point number 3, eligibility. Most of the US MBA programs are 2 years in duration, while those in Europe, UK, Singapore may have a duration between 1 to 2 years. You also need to have at least 3 to 5 years of work experience if you want to apply to a top B school abroad. Now, why is this? Because a business school, an MBA, requires you to have leadership experience, which you can only have once you're actually working in the industry for minimum 3 years to ideally 5 to 6 years. Now, coming to MBA programs in India, the course duration is around 2 years for major courses, which have specialization in marketing, finance, operations, etc. Talking about the work experience, you don't need work experience for any major colleges in India, as they do not insist on having work experience as a prerequisite. Except a few like ISB and SPJN, where you require at least 2 years of work experience. No work experience means you can collect your bachelor's degree and walk straight into an MBA school without bothering much about the corporate world. Well, course duration is almost the same, but the plus point of MBA programs in India is they don't need work experience, so you can go ahead fast. So here, the point goes to India. But let's hold it here. While MBA programs require work experience, there are a slew of different programs that have come across in the last 10 years, which allow people with 0 to up to 3 years of work experience to go ahead and take all the benefits of doing an MBA program. The Master in Management program takes away the cake here. It's exactly the same curriculum like the IIMs and the ISBs and gives you job opportunities much higher than what these offer here in India. If you're worried about how to ace the application process and how to really showcase your profile in the best possible way, also in case you're confused of an MBA is best for you or which country you should go for, if you should go for something like an MIM or a business analytics degree, you can just go ahead and book a free consulting session via the link in the description below, and you'll get a free 20-minute strategy session with one of our consultants, and we'll be walking you through all these pointers and helping you figure out which degree as well as which school are the best fit for you. Point number 4, how do you really get into these schools? Well, if we look at MBA programs abroad, there's basically the GMAT or the GRE that you need to take. Apart from that, they give a lot of weightage to the kind of work experience do you have, the kind of academics do you have, which college are you from, what kind of extracurriculars you have, what kind of leadership have you showcased. So you need to have a holistic profile. It's not just having a great 760 GMAT and you land into a top school. It does not work that way. Now, if you look at India, and India, it is just academics, right? We all know if you don't study here, nothing happens. Now, if you want to get into a top school such as the IIMs, you have to give the CAT. Apart from that, a few other popular exams, the ZAT, SNAP, NMAT are a few other exams that really matter. That said, if you don't have a good score in these exams, doesn't matter how good your profile is, right? It's very difficult for you to get into one of the top schools. Hence, if you think you're very academically inclined and really want to settle in India, the CAT exams can be a good fit for you. If you're not that academically inclined, the GMAT or GRE can be slightly easier, and if you have a dynamic profile, then an MBA abroad can be the best fit for you. So here I would give it a tie. Both of them are great in their own way, and it depends on the person, what is one person. Now we come to the last point, point number 5. And this is what each one of you would be thinking. How much will I really be earning? Now, did you know what is the average salary of an MBA grad in India? Any guesses? Well, it's just 8 lakhs per year, which is nowhere close to what you can imagine getting at a top university abroad. For example, an entry-level business analyst earns on an average 3 to 5 lakhs a year in India, whereas the same profile after an MBA, you can earn upwards of 80k in US, 75k in Canada, 50,000 pounds in UK, and around 50,000 euros in France. This was just for one particular profile, guys. So now I'll be showing you the average salaries of top universities, and you will just go bonkers. On the screen, you will see the salaries of top 5 universities of US, UK, France, and Canada. So go ahead and don't forget to take a snapshot. Here I will give a point to a foreign MBA degree. And you can imagine that the kind of amount you will be earning in a year will be able to justify your investment, and you can further avail perks like permanent work visa, healthcare benefits, and a lot more. So here I will also talk about one key statement that a lot of people conveniently ignore. That is the purchasing power parity. That is, if you're earning 50 lakhs abroad, it's not equal to 50 lakhs in India. You need to factor in differences of cost of living, rent, energy costs, and so on, which can be higher. But even that said, if you actually go from a top school and work hard, you can still earn enough to cover up the PPE benefit and still earn an amazingly high quality of life. So that is some food for thought here. All in all, in conclusion, it all depends on what you want to do. If you look at the point structure, you can see that an MBA abroad has over 3 points, while an MBA in India is still hovering at around 2. At the end of the day, if you want to build your career in India, if you don't want to have any international exposure, an MBA in India is amazing. On the other hand, if you want to have international exposure, want to work abroad for some years, or want to settle abroad, nothing beats an education abroad. So that's just my personal opinion, and this is what I actively share to any of our clients or students who come to us and ask us the same question. I hope you all like this video, and if you have any other questions related to studying abroad, do let me know in the comments below, and either me or my team members will make sure you get a valid answer.